Someone broke your neighbor's window with a ball yesterday afternoon. What were you doing at 2 p.m. yesterday? I was playing baseball with my friends. Let's look at this question a little more closely. What were you doing at 2 p.m. yesterday? Here's our verb, were doing. Now let's look at the answer. I was playing baseball with my friends. Here's our verb, was playing. These are examples of the past progressive verb tense. We're going to talk a little bit more about this verb tense today. First of all, how do you make the past progressive verb tense? There are always two parts. The first part is was or were. That's the past form of be. The second part is your main verb with the ing form. So just like the present progressive, the past progressive has this ing. So let's look at how we make the past progressive for all of our subjects. I was playing. He was playing. She was playing. It was playing. We were playing. You were playing. They were playing. So in every case we have that was and that were, plus the ing of our main verb here, play. So, what if the subject is my sister and the verb is dance? How would you make past progressive? My sister was dancing on Saturday, for example. How about my parents and the verb work? You could say, my parents were working yesterday. So when do you use the past progressive verb tense? It's for long-lasting actions that continued, but the actions are finished now. So any past form, simple or progressive, the actions are finished. But in the case of a past progressive verb, it has to be a long-lasting action that continues over time. What does that mean, long-lasting action that continues over time? So that means an action that can continue more than just a couple of seconds, right? So, for example, run. You might run for a long time. We were running for an hour. Wait. Wait is an action that can continue and last for a long time. You might say, I was waiting all day yesterday. Watching TV is another action that could last a long time. So he was watching TV at 6 p.m. You can also talk for a long time without stopping, right? So they were talking on the phone until midnight. In all of these cases, these are finished. We're not running, waiting, watching, or talking anymore. We cannot use past progressive tense for short actions and non-action verbs. Okay, so let's start with short actions. Short actions are things that happen quickly and they don't continue over time. For example, when you fall quickly. It's not something that lasts a few minutes. It's just, boom, finishes, right? So yesterday I fell down the stairs. You would use simple past. You would not say I was falling. Same thing with leave. When you leave, it's that quick moment of, goodbye, and you're done. So when we use the word leave in the past, we say we left. We left the party early last night. Not we were leaving. It's not an action that continues. Same thing with come or arrive. We're not talking about the travel time. We're talking about that moment when you arrive or when you come into a room. You would say, they came to my house at 2 p.m. You wouldn't say they were coming to my house. You also never use ing for non-action verbs. You always use the simple tenses. That's true in present and in past. So, for example, the verb be. You could say I am healthy in the present, or I was healthy in the past. But you wouldn't say I am being or I was being. No ing. For the verb have, when it means own something, ownership, right? So I have 2 dogs in the present, and I had, I should say 2 dogs, forgive me, in the past. You don't say I was having or I am having. That's only for the other meaning of have, like having a good time or having difficulty. And another non-action verb, need. We need help, you could say. Or in the past, we needed help. But you wouldn't say we are needing or we were needing. We're going to use the simple tenses. A common time that you might use the past progressive verb tense is questions about what you were doing at a certain point in time. So if I ask you a question like, what were you doing last night? And you're going to answer me with an action that continued for a long time, you would use the past progressive. I was finishing my homework. What were you doing at 8 a.m.? You could answer, I was reading a book. So this is a common way that you might use the past progressive. Questions about what you were doing at a specific time in the past. So those are the basics of past progressive. So let's do a little practice.